Batman!
Hello there, welcome back to my channel. If you are a returning viewer, if you're not, I'm Bryan Lomax. That's the name of my channel. Joining me once again is Clayton from Ages of Film as we dissect yet another episode of Batman the Animated Series in our podcast, which is just called BatPod. You can find us on Spotify as well, and if you're listening or watching this on Spotify, you can also find us on YouTube. But yeah, Clayton, today we are doing Nothing to Fear. This is the first Scarecrow episode.
It is.
Yeah. Was this your first Scarecrow episode? That's the question.
It was not. No, I did not know Scarecrow was originally designed like this until I was a teenager and we bought the DVD set at the time. And we went through all the episodes. We're like, why does Scarecrow look different in this one? Because we knew him from the later episodes where he looks more Scarecrow-ish. But this was only like the third episode on the production side. So they were still probably, working things out with how the design of certain characters and stuff, but I do really like this episode though.
Yeah, it's obviously this is the one that's been memed quite a bit, I think, and mocked in some. It's I am the Knight.
Yeah, I am Batman.
But it's fine though, because I think it really works in the context of the story.
100%.
Get a little bit overboard with the teasing, but I can't remember the name of the guy who voices Scarecrow. Even though we did check it just before we came on, but not an actor I recognise.
No.
We'll get into it. But this was my first Scarecrow episode. I remember seeing this for the first time, and I do believe it was my introduction to the Scarecrow as well. Period. As a lot of these episodes were. There was a lot of villains in this that were like I was introduced to them through this series. Like I'd watch this series and then I'd go and check, is that an actual it is an actual Batman villain. It was actually surprising to find out how few of the villains that rock up in the series were actually created for the series. And a lot of the stories that run in the series are direct adaptations of stories from the comics. So
yeah. I mean, these were basically my introduction to all these characters because I didn't get into the comics until after, I'd seen, this series as a kid. I think I was probably 10-ish when I first started to buy Batman comics. I mean, I had already been through this series as a kid, but this would have been my introduction to Scarecrow as well.
I was reading Nightfall. Nightfall was coming out over here in the UK.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
And I don't know if so I was getting the British comics, not the American ones. I didn't even know that over here there were these actual places called comic book shops that you could go to until one opened in my town centre, and then I'd be walking there like using all pocket money and stuff to buy comic books. But until then, I just had a local newsagents where they sold the British reprints. So they're in like a larger format, and they tend to reprint stories that they're like 6 months behind, basically. So the Americans get them, the American comic books come over into our comic book shops, and then the British reprints would be out in newsagents, and they were the ones that I'd be buying. So as this series is playing, I'm reading Nightfall, so I'm getting acquainted with all these villains, the Batman's Rogues Gallery through Nightfall, and the TV show. So the two were kind of really coinciding for me, where I'm like, oh, Scarecrow, he's in Nightfall. That one's in Nightfall. So and I think that really is what propelled my Batman knowledge and fandom. Though this series and that particular story running almost side by side.
I wish I could have. I wish I could have been old enough to have been reading Nightfall as it came out. That would have been awesome.
Yeah. Right. Okay then. So, Nothing to Fear. Let's get into it.
I love that title card, the Scarecrow in the background, the black and orange.
Boyd Kirkland. So yeah, I recognise that name, Boyd Kirkland. We said last episode I didn't recognise that, and I can't even remember the name from the last one. But yeah, Boyd Kirkland's definitely one that's going to pop up regularly.
Right out of the gate. I mean, I'm already loving the cinematography or the design of the orange and the black, the color pattern. Do you remember this was released around Halloween season? Because it feels very much fallish.
It would have been, actually, because I remember there was a short window between Batman Returns and this series, and this was one of the first episodes that played that I watched. And so it would have been around that time for sure, because Batman Returns was like July, and then this was like September. So September, October was definitely. It was that season.
Yeah, it feels very much.
I love that the gangsters look like from like a 30s mob movie.
Yeah, they do.
Wayne was a name that commanded great respect. Now all Wayne stands for is a self-centered, jet-setting playboy.
The old angry professor guy with his mustache. The guy was just unnecessarily mean to Bruce here. I feel like this just was not called for.
Yeah, jet-setting playboy. The thing is, like, if this is the third episode, like whether it was the third one broadcast or the third one made or whatever, if that's how it played as well, so far we've not really seen anything of Bruce Wayne's jet-setting playboy side. So he comes across as a douchebag, does this guy. Yeah. And I feel like this episode would play, so not the whole episode, the episode's actually quite good, but if it played after an episode where Bruce did demonstrate that aspect of his character, then that guy probably wouldn't come across as such a douchebag. Right. Because, like, if you look at Batman Begins, there's a scene in Batman Begins where the old man says, "The apple has fallen very far from the tree." Yeah. And it's like, and you feel that in that moment, that guy is justified in saying that. From his perspective, based on what he can see, he's justified. So you don't think of it, you don't think, oh, he's a douchebag, is it? It's like, no, actually, he cares about the Wayne legacy, and it's like, so and what he's seeing right now doesn't respect that. So, but this guy here, it's just like, dude, chillax.
Right. Bruce just a guy in an elevator, man. Go on. I love how scrawny Scarecrow's legs are. I don't know why I always notice that, but they're literally like a stick.
No spiders! Get them off of me! No!
See, I hate spiders. And even,
me too.
Like that thing there still actually, it's just animation, but it still makes me go, oh,
yeah, I do not like it. I love how dumb his little henchmen are.
They're all the same though, aren't they?
They are.
Like whenever you get henchmen, these gangster, mob type henchmen in Batman the animated series, very few
they're all
of them
just
are
so dumb,
intelligent. Yeah,
right.
It's like they hire them all from the same school of dumb henchmen.
Like, y'all aren't gonna find any more competent guys, but I guess the more competent ones would charge more. Makes sense. But
I think my favorite henchman in Batman the animated series, not counting Harley Quinn, has to be Rhino, a ventriloquist henchman. Rhino, the big dude.
Man, can you remember him?
I like.
We got to get to that one. Yeah,
he pops up a few times. It's like because he loves Scarface, and he talks to Scarface like he's actually a thing. But
yeah. He was a good villain in this too, the Scarface and Ventriloquist. Yeah.
Ventriloquist is one of my favorite from Batman animated series, and again, introduction to that character, and it's just like, I loved that character.
I am fear incarnate. I am the terror of Gotham. I am the Scarecrow.
I actually quite like this design of Scarecrow. I know a lot of people don't, and clearly the makers of the show didn't, because they quickly did a redesign on him.
Right.
It just feels more realistic to me, with the bag head, and the round face kind of thing. Whereas, like, when they redesign it next, like the second design they give, I don't know, there's just something about it that feels like the mask wouldn't really work in the way that this one does. But
yeah, and that's fair. I mean, it logically it's more realistic, but I think I like the reason I like the other design better. It looks more Scarecrow-ish.
Yeah,
I think it's more aligned with kind of how the rest of the villains are portrayed, or most of them. But this was a good introduction to Scarecrow, kind of the first Scarecrow story. And it makes sense how he's, looking for revenge for the, the guy in the university that canned him. Much more logical than Christmas with the Joker. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously this one now leans heavily into Bruce's parents.
Yes.
And just
his psychology.
The psychology of it, which
I did like. And there are some couple of frightening moments here, imagery wise, when he sees Scarecrow's face, when he's hanging on the helicopter and he sees Scarecrow's face from the gas, and some haunting stuff here, seeing the spirits of his parents. I like that they kind of explore that side of Bruce in this one.
Bruce, you have failed me.
Father?
I do get annoyed with how often in media it's always about Thomas. It's always Thomas Wayne. And it's like we never really see the impact that Martha had.
Right.
There are stories out there, and I think particularly, obviously, because the times we live in, people are more inclined to do a story about. But it's like I'm not into the whole wokery thing where we've got to force like stories that should be there. But when it comes to Batman's parents, they both died in that street.
Right.
And I've always wanted to know a bit more about Martha. I feel we know about Thomas. We know he was a doctor. We know that he was, a spearhead in the city. We know that he ran Wayne Enterprises and people respect him. But we rarely get information about Martha. And even here, she's kind of shortchanged. Not really.
That's true. Which is one reason I did kind of like, I know a lot of people hated this, but I actually kind of like the how Snyder incorporated the Martha element in Batman vs. Superman, because it was his mom's name, Martha's name, that set Bruce off when he heard that. And that was one reason I really liked that.
Yeah. No, I do, and I do think that Matt Reeves is going to explore it. He did a little bit in the Batman. We got more about Martha Wayne in the Batman than we've had in any kind of other media. It's always Thomas, but
right,
that
was another thing I liked about the Batman.
When I became their leading professor of subliminal psychology at the university, I began performing experiments on fear and its subsequent effects.
Here we go, Jonathan Crane and his experiments. Look at him. Such a psycho.
I know. Yeah, and he looks like a nerdy psycho guy.
He looks like how you would expect Jonathan Crane to look under that mask.
Absolutely. I love that when they hit you, it's like, you mean they kicked you out because you weren't smart enough? Telling that to a psychiatrist.
Exhibit A, Scarecrow mask. We'll analyze and cross-reference.
Look at Bruce with his 7 o'clock shadow.
I know, right? Little dots all over his face.
Yeah.
But see, I like this. I like that they explore like the effects of the fear toxin. It's not like it had no effect on him or he's over it right away. Like there's days going on here and he's still feeling the effects, and it kind of explores more of that psychology. And I think it also humanizes Bruce more, makes him more relatable. Like this is still a man. This, still a guy. He's human. He has emotions and fears and things that haunt him just like any of us do.
Yeah. I will say the animation on this episode and Christmas with the Joker to some extent is a slight drop down from On Leather Wings.
I agree.
Actually, I'd say a considerable drop down. I don't know if that's just down to how Kevin Altieri directs, because I know that I think his next one is like Cat and the Claw Part 1, and when that comes up, the animation is
You can tell
really crisp
almost right
and
away.
fluid again. It's like,
Yeah.
So what is it? Is it a director thing, or is it just that the studio give that particular director more money to work with, more control, more time?
Yeah.
I don't know, but it just it just seems like when Altieri's name is on, the animation itself seems more fluid. It seems more cinematic. The way he shoots,
Yeah.
you know, or the way he has it animated to look like it was shot.
Right.
The way he
It is
moves things in
interesting.
frame, yeah.
I almost wonder if he had a better, more clear idea of how he wanted to direct the animation, a clear visual intent for it than some of the others did.
Yeah. I'd just be very interested in knowing how that process works.
Yeah,
Why is
for
it
sure.
that when a certain director's name is attached, they,
Looks better.
yeah, is it literally because they're a better director, or is it because for whatever reason, like they're part of the production higher ups, so they make sure
Right.
they get more resources when they're doing their episode? I don't know, but
Yeah, that would be interesting.
It's a giant bat!
I do wonder if like Nolan ever watched, like this episode or some of the others for Batman Begins.
yeah. I was thinking the same thing literally just then. I was literally just going to
Yeah.
go, it's like the end of Batman Begins when everyone's
Yeah.
running around in fear and stuff. But I felt the same thing about Christmas with the Joker last episode. I felt like all the trials that Joker puts Batman through, I think it's like Christopher Nolan went, that's the aspect of the character that,
Yeah.
he kind of took, where it's like,
Right.
that's his MO. He's just going to keep making Batman run the gauntlet.
Was Goyer a co-writer with Nolan on Begins?
On Begins, yeah.
Yeah.
Dark Knight was Jonathan Nolan and
Right. Because I was going to say Goyer would have probably been very, very familiar with the
Oh,
show,
yeah.
and he would have been able to probably
Yeah.
kind of give Nolan some tidbits and stuff.
I mean that particular aspect is just going to be inherent with the character anyway, isn't it? He's
Right.
all,
Yeah,
he's
true.
all about his fear gas. At some point, he's gonna
Yeah.
spray a crowd of people. So
Right.
it seems like a very obvious.
But even like
kind
some of the like direct shots, so the people coming in on around Batman using his grappling gun to escape,
Right. Yeah,
and
yeah.
the longer effects of Scarecrow and stuff, and how Bruce
Yeah.
sees his parents.
Annihilated, destroyed, dead.
Then who's that?
I don't believe it.
Look at him on that rope.
Yeah,
Sorry to say, but it just looks like he's
climbing up.
humping a rope. And now you can't get that out of your head.
no, you did it to me again. Of course. And I like how they're just casually walking on this huge airplane thing.
It's going to
Not getting
shoot
knocked
a
off.
machine gun on an air
Right.
balloon. Yeah. These guys don't get paid for their brain cells, do they?
No, they don't.
Blimps. What is it with blimps? See, I like See, I like that
Oh,
shot.
right.
I like that shot.
Yeah.
With
That's
the-
a good
the way
one.
It's moving.
Yeah. The moon in the background.
Yeah. Gonna crash. Gonna crash.
That's a
my
cool
friend.
shot too. You just see Batman and the gangster on top of the blimp.
It's not the last time that Batman's going to fight someone on a blimp in the
No.
series.
No.
There's multiple
visits
times
that
he's had a
quite
fight with
often.
them.
Yeah.
They just love those blimps, man.
They do, man.
Now that was unlucky landing. It's got to be said.
Yes. I actually like the fact that Batman didn't catch the guy there.
Mm.
The fact that he tried, but
Yeah.
sometimes you couldn't get it because when you have someone like catch someone every time, it almost just feels like a little too, plot armor-ish.
Yeah, especially when he's hopped up on Vegas as well. It's like, oh,
right,
still gonna manage it.
Like this scene right here where he sees the skeleton.
I am vengeance. I am the night.
I am Batman.
It's like it has to be like Kevin Conroy's most over the top.
Oh yeah,
little bit of acting. Obviously, like it's still early in the show, and I do wonder if it had done those lines later in the series. I wonder if it had more control over it and not gone so over the top with it. But yeah,
or
I
if
love that
maybe
kid.
he, that's a great kid. Or if maybe he did like on the first take nail it. But maybe they wanted it to be more elevated. So like, let's redo that.
Yeah, that's the thing, innit? It's like because you're voice acting, it's like they'll make you do a load, and you're not responsible for which one they pick.
Right.
And it's like you may have your preference, but it's like, oh, guys, really? You went.
They didn't choose the one they want. Yeah, walls are closing in.
Walls are closing in, man.
They're closing in on me. No.
He just jumps out the window. Oh, come on. Then he lands on a tree. It's just
oh, man. So confusing. And it was on a building, too.
Yeah.
There's a tree on a building. How does that work?
Some rich guy's penthouse in it.
Yeah.
A tree imported.
But, I mean, I get with some of the plot armor, because this was more child focused, you kind of have to have it,
Yeah.
But
they found ways around it, like later on, like, like when they got to, especially when they got to like Batman Beyond and things like that. They found ways of like they could have died.
Right.
But we're not going to say either way. So we're not responsible
kind
for what's in your head. So.
Exactly.
That's nice.
Yeah. Big explosion there.
Yeah. So there is still some nice bits here in terms of animation.
Batmobile.
I know a lot of the time they farmed it out as well to, I don't know if it's like China or Japan, places like that, but I think it's like Japan maybe, but I wonder if the teams over there, whether, who had the best kind of...
Right.
I mean, if we're talking about Japanese animators, then I'd hazard a guess it was them who did On Leather Wings and...
right.
The Americans who did something like this episode, but I don't know. I'm not gonna.
That's probably true. Probably true. I like the very little detective work. He just puts in one little thing and just there's that comes up. I mean, I get 20-minute episode. Yeah, you can't spend too much time on the detective stuff, but there's the reveal. But another thing I like though with this one is that in that confrontation there, they didn't like Batman didn't win, like Scarecrow still got away. It's like in some episodes Batman has one encounter and he wins right then and there, but and I do like that they had a bat be what frightens Crane. It's pretty cool.
Taste your own medicine, Mr. Crane.
Yes. And that's another kind of scene from the Batman Begins.
Who's there?
Yeah. He turns into
Crane's
that
not
bat.
in right now.
Oh, but
If
that
you like
whole
to
scene
leave a
is so good.
message.
Yeah. This demon bat.
Batman, see that's Batman Begins.
Yeah.
There's a lot in this.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what I'm saying. Like I can see Goyer maybe showing Nolan this, when they were kind of sitting in the pre-production, table or whatever.
I bet my badge he and Scarecrow are in cahoots.
Your badge, eh?
Huh?
Now, about that badge.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not buying that fan is holding him
It's
up.
holding.
Anyone who's ever actually seen, I mean, I know he's a bit of a waif. He's not a large built man, but even so, those things are not. You pull on them, they're coming down.
They're coming down. Yeah.
No, not buying it.
Yeah. That looks like a shot right there from '89 Batman when he was putting the flowers down on his parents' grave, and he's wearing the shades like that.
Yeah. You got a Mask of the Phantasm vibe there as well, because obviously they
Yeah,
revisit that
yeah.
tomb in Mask of the Phantasm. How big, though?
Right.
How big is that gravestone?
Oh, huge. Yeah.
It's,
I mean, when you're the Waynes, you can
overkill.
afford it.
Yeah. Slight overkill, gotta say.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay. There we go. So that was Nothing to Fear. Final wrap up. Let you go first.
Yeah. I love this one. This one for me, probably 4.5 out of 5.
Wow, really? That much?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just the couple things holding it back is the animation's not quite as sharp for me on this one. But I love I love Scarecrow as a character. I love the psychology of Bruce that they really start getting into on this one, and playing with the whole fear element, how they use Batman at the end to represent fear of like Crane's fear, and kind of have him be that symbol of fear to the criminals. Like I love all that stuff, and the vibe of this one, the tone. I love it. Love it.
It's better than Christmas with the Joker. I think bizarrely Christmas with the Joker is probably more rewatchable. It's more
Yes.
fun. But
Yeah.
if we're talking in terms of like writing, logic, things like that, an actual story,
Right.
that makes sense. I'd say this is a better episode.
For sure.
I do think they're much better Scarecrow episodes. And I do think that the animation is a little bit ropey or rusty. in
Yes,
places.
agreed.
I think as well that scene that's been parodied quite a bit, even by Kevin Conroy himself. It's just, I
love it.
It is a little bit just over the top. It's just a
Yeah.
little bit too like, we get it. He's dark.
Right.
It's kind of akin to the Lego Batman movie when it's like darkness. It's like,
I love that movie.
but it's solid. I'm thinking 3.5 for me. Possibly 4. Possibly 4.
I might drop this to a 4 because when I start thinking about other Scarecrow episodes that are better, I'm like, maybe this is more of a 4. But
yeah,
I do love Scarecrow as a villain. He's ranks up there for me.
Yeah. So yeah, I got 3.5. 3.5. I reserve the right to change that score later down the line, but
Gotcha.
3.5 for me, and a 4. 4? You going 4?
Yeah. I'll go 4 on this one.
3.5 from me, 4 from you. But yeah, what about you guys watching and listening? If we're on Spotify as well, as I say, and if you're listening and watching on Spotify, we're also on YouTube, if that makes any difference. But yeah, your thoughts on this episode. What do you think of Scarecrow as a character, and which look do you prefer of him?
Yes.
For this look, or the revamp that they do next time he pops up? I think it's next time anyway.
Yeah.
Leave your thoughts down in the comment section. Do please give us a like, thumbs up, all that jazz. Share this episode if you're willing to do so, because it'd be lovely to get seen by more people. Thank you for watching, and until next time, cracking.